So David, I only recognize one item here today. It's the nerds. Everything else I have no idea.
But Nerds is from England.
No, nerds are an American candy, I think. Right? So what is our theme today, David?
Junk you can buy in English convenience stores.
Hell yeah, that sounds awesome.
We don't call them convenience stores because they close at 10 p.m. Not very convenient. We call them newsagents.
Newsagents.
Purveyors of news. Dig in the news. Over here.
I guess in the States, instead of convenience stores, you could call them like gas stand, like a gasoline stand.
Petrol stand?
We say gas.
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 Gas up the car. Gas bag. No gas bag.
Gas bag. Thanks. Thanks, dude. I'm on to you too.
So yeah, we have Kentish pit.
Kind of sounds like a slur. Fucking Kentish. In the States, my grandmother, she would have a certain term for a certain body part, the buttocks. And it's kind of a cutesy term in America, but I'm pretty sure it has a different meaning in England. That is fanny.
Fanny, it certainly does.
I was taking a jog in the park and I just fell on my fanny.
We also have Desperados, made in Holland. Unlike the movie, there are two Desperados, not one.
His face? No. His eyes.
But if there had been two what's his name? Banderas? How do you say his first name? Antonio? Antonio. Cool. If there had been two Antonio Banderases in that movie, would it have been cooler?
I think they would probably get in each other's way a lot.
You may notice that this can has cactus. Does it also look like a reefer a little bit?
It kind of reminds me of the Bacardi. There's some liquor with a logo very similar to that.
Bacardi? Rum? Oh, looks a bit marijuana-y to me.
It does.
A bit weedy.
It does.
It's from the Netherlands.
It does look a bit weedy. Yeah.
It's from Holland.
It looks like an agave plant.
These colours are very like Euro club, like Euro dancey, aren't they?
I can see this being very popular in the States.
These are very popular. You find them in all the newsagents. So this is a flavoured version of Desperado. Of course, there's a regular flavour, Futsu one.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Corona. It looks like the Corona bottle. It has a very similar logo. It's not flavoured at all. It just has tequila beer. You have other cocktail flavoured ones, and they really do vary a lot in alcohol percentage. You can see like people who really want to get drunk are already drunk in newsagents, picking up like the 1% one, getting home going, fuck it. Because they all have very similar can design. The only difference is the colour.
If you're drunk, how are you expected to read that?
Well,
right?
You can't be expected to see.
Right.
How are you drunk?
Take this stiff and pound it up your fucking ass. Hit me again.
Of course, I'm a very responsible drinker, so I always check the alcohol percentage when I buy it. Hence why we have the 6% one today. Over here, we have Space Raiders.
Is this inspired by the 80s arcade?
Not inspired by it, literally came out when the 80s arcade was made. Yeah, this is a very old snack.
Is it really?
It is old, yeah.
To be honest, it doesn't look like something that would last very long on the market.
This lasted the shit out of everything. This is the cockroach of snacks. Like after nuclear war, it will still be here. Interestingly, on the back of the packet, it has the species of the alien. So this species of alien is a sectoid.
Sectoid.
His home planet is Zeta Reticuli 4. His habitat is cyber cities. And his favourite snack is bogot, globules, and pickled onion space raiders.
Globules.
This dude's favourite snack is this snack.
That's crazy.
Even aliens love it.
What a coincidence.
Who would have guessed? Of course, I've had all of these before, so I got you the funkiest one,
Thank you.
the hilariest one,
I appreciate
the
it.
rowdiest one.
Thank you.
Of course, we have nerds. You can explain that. Some American shite.
Orange flavor.
It's an American classic candy. At least for me growing up, every child knew Nerds. Now, I don't know. I mean, you can still buy them everywhere.
We have 2 other items. I think I can't see.
Wait, can we talk about fudge first?
Sure.
Is this just called fudge?
It's just called fudge.
It's very to the point.
We're fucking around. Again, most people who buy this are drunk, so what do you want to eat?
It's like buying a can of soup that just says soup.
The other one is a little bit more ambiguous, isn't it? Curly Whirly. What could that be? Curly Whirly is a long, like caramel, chewy chocolate. It's
Like-
called Curly Whirly because it's like braided hair.
Yeah, braided hair. There's one more you haven't mentioned.
Fisherman's Friend.
Last but not least.
Only you're eating that.
Fisherman's Friend. This is the one I'm most excited about.
It
This
appeared on
bunch.
an old episode as well.
Yep.
And I said I would get you it one day.
Thank you.
Today's the day.
Thank you very much.
The Seafarer's Mint. I thought we could do like weird, crazy.
I do want to save the Fisherman's Friend for last.
A cider with the onion.
Okay.
To like gardeny things. You got vegetables, fruit.
Okay. Okay.
And then just have all the weird snacks with the like Eurovision
Yeah.
Song Contest drink.
That sounds pretty accurate. Okay.
Well, let's do it. First thing we're going to try is Craftsman Sparkling Kentis Craft Cider by the brand Kentish Pip.
I gotta say it's quite rank. I mean, fragrant. Jeez, dude. What? It smells like straight up vinegar. Oh my god.
At least it's sparkling. So I have had some ciders. I went to a farm once in England, of course, and they had a lot of ciders in like these bottles, like the Grolsch bottle, like the cap on the top, and they were all cloudy and all flat and room temperature. So this is produced in Kent. Kent is very famous for apples in England. This is single batch handcrafted. They have a little bit of PR on the back. Our original Craftsman cider is the connoisseur's favourite. Medium dry and full of fresh flavour, each small batch is blended by hand, then tasted and tweaked for a light fruity finish. Our uniquely Kentish character comes from fresh hand-picked dessert apples with a subtle addition of select bittersweet varieties. Our principal cider now with a gentle fizz. I mean, the can actually has a dude like cutting the apple with a straight razor or something.
Kind of smells like someone lost their fingers in it.
I picked this up at a garden centre,
Okay.
as you do.
As you do.
Even garden centres sell strong booze
Yeah.
in England. Yeah. It's 5.7%.
That smells like runoff. Well, cheers.
Interestingly, like pickled onions in England that you buy in the fish and chip shop counter, the vinegar they use does actually smell a little bit like this.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, the finish on this.
It's very fermented.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Tastes like garbage apples.
Yeah.
Like most of them went bad and were thrown away.
But it's actually made from the opposite.
Yeah. Okay.
The good ones.
Yeah.
This was not cheap. This was around £3.50, so over $5.
This might be like an acquired taste.
It grows on you.
I cannot see this being popular in the States. But I can see how some people would really like it.
It could have a very niche
Yeah.
market, right?
Yeah.
To be honest, when I go back to England and I drink cider, I'll get like the Scandinavian cider, like the British natto as a drink.
I don't know what to give it. It's definitely an acquired taste.
Can you taste like quality in it?
Yeah, like in the sense of like, say for example, you watch like a really highly regarded movie, you know, very well loved, but then you personally don't like it, but you can still appreciate how other people would like it.
What would be your movie to sum up that feeling?
I'm sure there are some. I can't think of any on the spot.
Mine would be like The Deer Hunter. Like, I respect that acting, the story, the writing. It's so slow, isn't it? Like, when I first watched it.
I do have an example of Akira. I've seen it twice in my life. The first time I fell asleep. And I gave it a revenge chance, as they say in Japan. I nodded off again. But I really appreciate it. It's a very beautiful movie. It's really well done. Like, for being done in like 1988, it's fantastic.
I think people just get lost in the story with that movie. It's a bit too like meta for some people. It's a bit too like weird. When I was in England, I tried another cider called Aspel. That is like this, but a lot more cider beginner, or just someone who's not crazy into cider can enjoy. Got like the apple taste, but not too harsh. Yeah, if you're ever in the UK, check out Aspel. You can buy it like everywhere. Well, comes like a really nice glass bottle as well.
Nice. They have some alcoholic ciders in the States. I believe one of them is called Angry Orchard. The cover of the bottle, if I remember correctly, it's like this demonic-looking apple tree with like a face. It tastes different than this.
Would you like to try a Space Raider?
I would, yeah.
Again, this one also has quite a strong aroma.
I just want to say what this reminds me of. In Japan, a very popular children's food are like these little French fried things that come frozen in like a pack that are like smiley face shaped.
Oh, okay.
But they look super like demonic at the same time.
It's a very like David Lynch potato.
It's a Lynchian potato. So that's what these remind me of, because they're kind of like alien face shaped.
To be honest, in terms of like texture and taste, I'd say they're closer to umaibo, like long corn snack.
Yeah.
That's very popular in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's a slightly scary character in it as well. And comes in some very like adult flavors, but they're for kids, like yakitori flavor or
some like natto
takoyaki flavor. Yeah. Salada.
Yeah.
Salada. Get your salad, kids.
It's weird in Japan, like salad is like a very typical flavor for various snacks.
Just a little warning, it does say this on the back of the back. Snacks can be enjoyed as part of a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle, including regular exercise. It is actually an alien dude's smile.
Look at that. Quite honestly, I can get behind these. It's like a snack version of like a blooming onion, kind of. However, this has more of a salt and vinegar taste to it.
This has onion, vinegar, and also has cayenne extract.
Yeah, I kind of love these. I'm very surprised. I can see how they've been around for a long time. I would say the packaging is quite corny.
Retro arcade.
Yeah.
For the other flavors, they basically just change the color of the alien. But the pickled onion is like the most classic flavor.
Kentis Hip. I'll give a tentative 4.
We're in the same area. I was thinking 4 or 5. Alright, let's just agree on 4, I guess. Space Raiders.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with like a 8 or a 9 on these. I love these.
5 Space Raiders.
Yeah. In the world of like cheap, junky snacks, it's pretty good.
Wish people are freaking out right now.
I'm gonna go 9, okay?
Dude, he's out of his goddamn mind. It's really hard for me to rate it because it's like a nostalgic snack. 8.
I will say also, getting like a salt and vinegar snack in Japan is quite difficult.
Desperados is poured. Mojito beer.
I'm very surprised it is a very standard beer color.
The color is surprising. Yeah.
I was imagining something more like neon or like radioactive. You know?
Toxic Avenger. Yeah, that's just like a normal beer. Like you wouldn't tell the difference, would you? You poured it out. Even has like a very decent foam on top.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's because this is actually a beer. Have you ever seen the movie Hostel before?
I haven't, and I've always avoided it because I'm not a fan of like torture porn movies, so I never saw it.
No reason, just ask you that.
Okay. Okay.
Because there's a reason. That movie actually doesn't have a lot of on-screen violence. Most of the violence is off-screen.
Really?
So yeah, maybe you should watch it. It has a reputation for being like that. But actually Saw is a lot more torture porny.
Yeah.
Is that an adjective?
Yeah. I saw Saw 2 only.
Kind of gets like a bad vibe, Hostel. Anyway, in the movie they're in Amsterdam at the start of the movie. It's kind of the 90s. They go to like this like very, would you say, Euro pop club or something? Like everything is very brightly coloured.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's wearing these like dumbass 90s clothes.
Yeah.
The main characters are like frat boys. And at the start of the movie they're in like a weed cafe. And this like huge dude with a beard comes over and he goes, "You want to get stoned?"
As you do.
This like beer can is like what I think of when I see that. Someone just puts this down. "You want to get stoned?"
Like very European stoner bravado.
Yeah. And then when they go to the hostel, it's called Hostel, right?
Yeah.
They go to this club. They're playing like Euro like, pop metal.
I can imagine.
Like gothic vibe, but like beats.
Yeah.
And like female singer and
I can imagine.
like that. Yeah. So this whole can design just makes me think of like tacky Europe.
When I think of Europop, I just think tacky
Yeah.
in general.
Yes.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. I think that's the actual aim of that.
Yeah.
Tackier the better.
Some of it I really love.
Yeah, this is a Mojito flavored beer. As I mentioned earlier, there are other flavors. This one I think is the most interesting flavored one. Do you like Mojito, the cocktail?
It's okay. I'm more of a fan of margaritas.
Margaritas I always associate with Jimmy Buffett.
I associate that with a way too large meal at a Mexican restaurant.
Every meal at a Mexican restaurant.
Like combination dish with like enchiladas and like tacos and
Nachos.
rice and like taco bowl on the side and some nachos and like a big like iced margarita like this size and like a goblet.
Cheers. Are you going to smell it first?
Yeah.
It's pretty strongly smelled.
Ooh, yeah, very mojito-y. I like it.
If you were blindfolded, would you just think it's a mojito? Or
Hold on a second.
it does have beer taste. Though.
That's not bad at all.
Like if you say mojito mixed with beer, this is like exactly how I imagine it would taste.
Yeah.
But not like in a artificial way.
This is the first minty beer I think I've ever tried.
Oh.
Is it just flavored beer or is there tequila in there too?
There's tequila in here, yeah. The regular one doesn't have, it's like this without that strong mint taste, so it just has like a kind of a lime flavour. And you can get the tequila from just a regular one.
It doesn't have like the junky candy
No.
flavor of a lot of these like flavored
Yeah,
alcoholic drinks
yeah.
meant for like obviously younger people.
Party,
right?
like parties, yeah.
Yeah. I'll take a nerd, for old time's sake. Yeah, it's like 2 flavors in one box. You can eat them separately or mix them. It's just flavored sugar.
Oh, it says like calories in really big right in here.
Yeah.
I was actually watching another YouTuber's like Mexico videos recently, and they put like a calorie warning on the front of like everything because it's Mexico. So you buy like a burrito or something, and it says like muchos calorías or something, or extremos calorías.
I think America needs that.
I thought it was badass.
Fatty alert.
I thought it was badass.
They look smaller than I remember, but I think
do.
it's because my hand is bigger than it was before.
That time he was like, "Mom, I can't eat these. They're too big."
They're sweet and a little sour.
To me, they like start sweet and go sour.
Yeah.
Not popping candy, but like something like really like pops in your mouth when you eat them a little bit.
Do you know Pop Rocks?
Get your rocks off.
They're similar in size to this. They have a similar flavor,
We'll do one more.
but when you put them in your mouth, they start like crackling, And there's
Oh, popping candy, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's like an urban legend when I was a kid where if you eat Pop Rocks and drink Coca-Cola, you'll die.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Want some fudge?
Fudge me up, Captain. It kind of looks like a Twix.
It's not Twix.
I've never seen fudge in America before.
Never.
Of course, we have fudge, like real fudge.
Like blocks of fudge.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of tastes like a legacy chocolate candy. Like something big, like decades ago, that just kind of stuck around.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's very cheap. It's 25p. I prefer the curly whirly just because it's longer.
I kind of like the packaging.
They have not changed that logo for years. Yeah, it's got like this kind of braided style, as I said earlier.
It's looking more like a flaccid whirly, you know?
Yeah, curly whirly, like, it has these lines, so it's supposed to have like a random shape, I guess. It should be like caramelly, like chewy caramel inside, I think.
Well, I'm familiar with the like flavor profile. Honestly, I think the fudge is better. So I went to the shrink the other week, and I was just telling him about my stress recently. And he told me to lay off the curly whirlies.
That's very good advice.
So I'm thinking,
Feeling better?
yeah, that makes sense.
Stick to nerds. So we have one more item. Your most anticipated item.
I have a feeling this is going to pair very well with this Mojito beer.
I feel like the scanner's head explosion could happen like mint on mint. So it comes in like a paper bag. Basically every item we've had today that's old, the packaging is exactly the same.
Okay, it's like a mint. You know what this reminds me of? You know Altoids?
Of course not.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, that is...
You don't know Altoids?
Altoids, no.
Jesus.
They're like hemorrhoids.
Altoids are...
High altitude hemorrhoids.
I guess they're from America, but for all I knew, they could have been from England. They're a like pretty strong, like hard mint, very similar to this, like kind of chalky, and they're sold in a like tin box that like opens on hinges like that.
Classy.
It's like a very like classy logo. You can buy them like everywhere. The only difference is Altoids are round. These are ovular. So these fishermen's friends are not from England, right?
No, they're from Finland. Kampai scores.
The fudge I'll give 5. Curly whirly I'll give 2.
2?
Yeah,
Really?
it's not really my...
And with the sweet name, Curly Whirly?
It is a sweet name.
I'll give fudge... I'll give it 5. Mr. Whirly. Oh. Do you want Kampai nerds?
Nerds are nerds, I mean,
In fact, Kampai nerds.
it's
are nerds.
just...
Just stuff in a box. Fisherman's friend.
I'm taking into consideration the packaging, the legacy,
The legacy.
and the flavor.
The
I'll give
history.
them like an 8.
For mints, I'll give him 7. Mojito. Desperados. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 7. I'm curious to try other flavors of this brand. Thanks for sticking with us today and watching until the end. And if you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and hitting the little notification bell down below. I think down here.
See you next time.
See ya.